Coming up on Mountain News at 5:30, top intelligence officials face more questions from lawmakers as new details about the sensitive military operations disclosed in a messaging app are released. Plus, evacuations are ordered as wildfires burn in several South Carolina counties.
Dedicated to southern and eastern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 5:30.
Good evening, I'm Steve Hensley. The Trump administration continued to defend the president's national security advisor and other top administration officials today for their role in adding a reporter to a group chat and discussing planned military strikes using the Signal app. And now some in Congress say they want an investigation. CBS's Erica Brown has the latest.
The heads of the Senate Armed Services Committee are asking the White House for an Inspector General investigation into use of the messaging app Signal for a group chat about a highly sensitive military operation.
We are working and exchanging papers right now.
The White House denies any classified information was discussed in the chat that inadvertently included The Atlantic's editor-in-chief. But Wednesday, the magazine published more excerpts showing detailed information about the strikes on Houthi rebels in Yemen, including launch times.
What The Atlantic released today is confounding and extremely disturbing to any American who worries about our national security and our safety.
Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth said nobody was texting war plans.
There's no units, no locations, no routes, no flight paths, no sources, no methods, no classified information.
Two top intelligence officials who were part of the chat were back on Capitol Hill Wednesday, this time facing House lawmakers asking about what was disclosed.
The conversation was candid and sensitive, but as the President National Security Advisor stated, no classified information was shared. There were no sources, methods, locations, or war plans that were shared.
Democrats are pushing back.
I think they intentionally misled Congress into trying to believe that this was some casual conversation. This is a war plan, and American lives were at risk.
Lawmakers are now seeking a classified briefing with White House officials about the leaks. Erica Brown, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
A nonprofit group called American Oversight filed a lawsuit alleging the use of the Signal app violates federal laws governing the preservation of government records. Wednesday, that case got assigned to Judge James Boasberg, the same judge who ruled against the Trump administration for the president's use of the Alien Enemies Act to deport Venezuelan migrants without due process. Tufts University says one of its international graduate students was taken into custody by federal authorities Tuesday. Tufts University President Sunil Kumar said in an email to students the school had no prior knowledge of this incident. The student was apprehended at an off-campus apartment building in Somerville, a designated sanctuary city in Massachusetts. State law does not allow law enforcement to hold someone for just their immigration status. United Nations workers in New York have been told to carry their passports and UN credentials at all times. Their families have been advised to do the same. The UN says it's just a precautionary measure. The Secretary General's office says there is no indication UN staff have been targeted by ICE. An email told staffers everyone should be prepared to confirm their identities and employment. Overnight airstrikes in northern Gaza left 8 people dead, including 5 children. The Palestine Red Crescent says a mother and her 4 children, one just 6 months old, were killed when a strike leveled their home in Jabalia. Several others were injured. Video obtained by CNN shows rescuers digging through rubble, pulling out survivors and bodies. CNN reached out to the Israel Defense Forces for comment.
Hi everybody, Chris Bailey back with you again this evening. It is absolutely gorgeous across the area. Let's go to Pikeville, where sun has been shining across the region for the entire day. We're seeing that similar view showing up along the Kentucky-Tennessee border, but a little road work here causing a big backup into Whitley County. At least the weather is nice. I guess that's the saving grace if you're going to be stuck in traffic. Let's do it a little better on Thursday. 30s in the morning, 60s coming up into the afternoon. Slightest chance for a little isolated shower or thunderstorm during that time. What is showing up on your radar picture right now is a whole lot of nada to the north of us, maybe a shower with that round of some chillier air that is essentially bypassing us to the north. What we're going to deal with tomorrow, that warm front makes its way through, warmer air coming into play. System that is spinning off the California coast is going to make its way across the country. First alert weather day as we go into the weekend. We're especially going to keep an eye on Sunday into Sunday night for the potential of severe weather. We'll break that down in greater detail in just a few minutes.
All right, Chris, thank you. Mandatory evacuations were in place today for the counties of Greenville and Pickens, South Carolina, as 2 wildfires continue to burn. The South Carolina Forestry Commission says good progress in battling the blaze was made Tuesday, but that later wind gusts dramatically increased fire activity. The Table Rock fire was estimated to have burned nearly 3,000 acres, and the Persimmon Ridge fire was estimated to have burned nearly 1,000 acres. Both were at 0% containment. Corporate America is worried about President Donald Trump's tariff threats, and now some businesses are pulling back. According to a survey of chief financial officers released Wednesday, a quarter of U.S. businesses have scaled back hiring plans because of President Trump's trade war. Likewise, 25% of CFOs say they have cut their capital spending plans this year. After the president's election victory, CFOs were asked the most important issue was what it was facing their firms, and tariffs only ranked number 10. Now tariffs are number 1 by a long shot. A federal judge has given a reprieve to one of the international broadcasters targeted for termination by President Trump. The judge has granted Radio Free Europe, Radio Liberty's request for a temporary restraining order that will help the broadcaster stay on the air and online for now. The news outlet filed suit last week to contest President Trump's shutdown order, claiming it would violate the Constitution and federal laws. The Trump administration agreed Monday to pay what it owes Radio Free Europe for the first half of March, but it continued to defend its termination order, which took effect March 15th. The restraining order means the broadcaster is likely to succeed on the merits of the broader case. The judge said he intends to rule expeditiously and told the parties to file briefings before the court later this week. With the arrival of spring, house hunters and sellers are welcoming a fresh season of home buying. CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger looks at the real estate forecast and what you can do to prepare for a move.
Just in time for the busy spring real estate season, there are signs of a thaw. Although home prices are up 45.3% from 5 years ago, the rate of price increases is slowing down. That's as new listings grow. And unlike those COVID-era bidding wars, the average home is now selling for 2% less than its listing price. If you're ready to jump into the market, start by running the numbers. Make sure that you have an adequate down payment, at least 10 and ideally 20%. Then make sure that your cash flow can absorb the cost. Ask yourself, if you were to buy, would you still be able to afford your monthly costs and fund other goals like retirement? If the answer is no, then you may be overextending. For sellers, you don't have to spend tens of thousands of dollars to get your house ready for sale. Some projects like a new garage or entry door cost less than $5,000 each. But upon sale, you can recoup the cost of those upgrades and then some. Realtors say minor repairs like touching up paint, replacing broken windows, cleaning or replacing old carpets, fixing leaky faucets, and recaulking showers and tubs are part of getting the house in shape to sell. For the outside, cut the lawn, plant flowers, and tend to the garden. These cosmetic improvements may not add significantly to your asking price, but they can increase your chances of selling the home quicker. In New York, I'm CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger.